What's going on, guys? John with the Rocks here, and today we are reacting to the Koji Center, Scorpius Rex v Indoraptor. Now, if you guys want to know who's gonna win, my vote is Indoraptor because Indoraptor is my logo. I have to choose at this point, but I don't know. Scorpius Rex is bigger, but I don't know. Leave in the comments who do you think won and why, because this video I have not watched yet. So we're about to get right into it. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Killing Arena.
Killing
Today
Arena.
we will match two of the most ferocious death machines ever seen in Jurassic World.
Oh yeah.
One being the very first hybrid ever
Aside
created,
Rex.
a dinosaur with a mind so unstable that it will disregard its own well-being to kill.
Really?
The Scorpius Rex. The other,
I
a
know
weapon
about
of the
that.
future made from pieces of the past. With
Pieces
a mind
of the
so
past.
sick that it finds pleasure in ending anything with a pulse.
Yeah, that was
Indoraptor.
scary.
In this video, we will find out what would happen if both of these hybrids run into each other and decide that one of them
really?
must die.
Yeah,
We'll
one
discuss their
must die.
intelligence,
They won't
armor,
stop until
strengths,
one of them
and
is dead.
weaknesses, and even their mental ailments that will determine which of these killers will be yet another fatality. This
Ooh,
battle
okay.
will be
My vote's
bloody.
Indoraptor. Come on,
versus
hybrid.
Killer
Come on,
versus
Indoraptor.
killer.
You can make
So
me
stay
proud,
with us
right?
to the end as we
You doing
reveal
Jurassic World
who
Live,
is
man.
the
Jurassic
ultimate
World the game.
dinosaur butcher.
Come on.
Before we enter the analysis platform, let's first take a look at both of these animals' dimensions. The Scorpius Rex was confirmed to be the very first hybrid in the Jurassic World franchise.
That is
the
correct.
fully grown Scorpius Rex seen in the Netflix show Camp Cretaceous was approximately 11 to 12 feet in height and
Oh,
up to
God.
26.25 feet in length. This theropod
Damn, he
hybrid
is
was
tall,
very
isn't he?
agile, fast,
Again, those
and
fucking
light for
chicken
its
feet.
size. Some notable features are its grotesque and etched appearance, a byproduct
Yeah,
of being
it
the
was
very
ugly.
first hybrid ever built. On the other hand, we have a more handsome and sculpted predator, the
Handsome.
Indoraptor. So
Yeah, I
named
would
after
say
the
that about
Indominus
Indoraptor
Rex,
and
had a
Scorpius
long,
Rex. Indoraptor's more the
slender, and
handsome
stealthy
version.
build, measuring up to 10 feet in height while standing upright and up to 24
Whoa, so if it's
feet
only
in
like
length.
just two,
This
it'd be way more
dinosaur
taller?
was slightly
Wow,
smaller than the
okay.
Scorpius Rex. Its posture was also very different, as it was shown that this animal
Yeah, it walks like a
preferred to
cat,
walk
we
on
all know.
fours. Now that we are acquainted with the physical shape and dimensions of our contestants, let's enter the analysis platform.
Oh.
Durability.
Durability.
Both of these hybrids were seen in combat on screen for some
Probably
time,
Scorpius, actually.
meaning that their corporal features could handle some damage. But who is more durable? The Scorpius Rex was the very first hybrid ever created by Dr. Wu,
Yes,
meaning
he
that
said
its
that
physical
twice now.
features were not as perfect as the next hybrid Rex or
The
any
Indominus
other
Rex.
secret creations.
The
This
monster
dinosaur
herself.
was able to withstand several impacts from an identical opponent for some time. Its
Yeah,
main
I did see
durability
that. It was
attribute
taking
must have
blows.
been
Yeah,
found
it's
in
still
its
going.
skeletal build. In this scene, we see how the Scorpius Rex manages to soak an impact from technically two directions, the opponent and the floor. The Indoraptor, not so much. After falling out of a window,
Yeah, I
the
did
Indoraptor
understand
landed on
that.
the
Like, he
rooftop
just
and
had to
remained
take a
there
few seconds to
motionless
get
for
up.
a few seconds, something that the Scorpius had no problem with.
Hmm.
But what the Indoraptor does have is something found in later hybrid iterations: bullet-resistant skin. Note that this is not bulletproof skin. This extremely thick leather proved to withstand bullets from a SIG 522 rifle. See how
Really?
these bullets get absorbed and then fall off the side of this Indoraptor. Later on, slashes
I
and
didn't even
bites
notice
from a
that.
velociraptor
Oh, yo.
were not necessarily strong enough to pierce deep into its skin, especially its reinforced back, which is covered by armor plate-like osteoderms.
Whoa.
Another indicator of how thick
So
this
guns
skin
can't
was
even harm
can
this
be
thing.
found
That's
in this
impressive.
scene when Ken Wheatley ignorantly shot two tranks at the Indoraptor. These really never pierced all the way, as this dinosaur most likely needed special trank darts to sedate it.
Special?
More on this later. So, who takes the edge? One hybrid can withstand falls and strong impacts, the other with a very thick layer of skin that can withstand different types of trauma. Although different, both types of resistance are equally important in this battle, making
Okay, so
this
they're
a
tied
draw
in durability. Okay.
Intelligence.
Ooh,
The
Indoraptor might have to
Scorpius
take this
Rex
one.
proved to be probably one of the most, if not the most intelligent dinosaur in Isla Nublar while it was alive. That
Well,
is,
it was
when
alive.
it decided to focus. This animal understood how to flank its prey from the sides or from above,
Yeah.
quickly learning that this was the most effective way to kill prey.
Oh yeah.
Being the very first hybrid doesn't come without some challenges. Throughout its appearances in Camp Cretaceous, this animal displayed symptoms of neurological ailments that could be detrimental to its combat ability. This dinosaur showed signs of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or more commonly known as ADHD. Evidence of this is shown
Really?
in constant
He had
hyperbehavior
ADHD? Oh
and
my god.
tendency to get distracted by sounds, other animals, and glowing objects.
Yeah, so that won't help.
This dinosaur took down a Brachiosaurus says a lot about its lack of self-regard. Since most
Yeah,
large
I did
theropods
wonder,
would think twice
like, did the
before taking a
Brachiosaurus
risk
just
to attack
die,
a
or did
dinosaur
it
of
just
this
die of old
size.
age or something like
In
that? I don't
addition
know.
to its hyperactivity, this animal was most likely bipolar, docile on some
Bipolar?
occasions,
Wow.
and then going berserk in an instant. This unpredictable aggressive behavior could probably be useful in this coming battle. The
Interesting.
indoraptor, on the other hand, was also extremely intelligent,
Very.
inheriting the traits of velociraptors and the Indominus Rex,
Two of the
which
most
were perhaps
intelligent
the most
beings.
intelligent dinosaurs in this franchise.
Yep.
This animal was an extremely fast learner, problem solver, trickster, capable of opening doors and retaining memories. Let's go back to this
Ooh,
scene mentioned
really?
earlier. Note that while this indoraptor was kept in captivity, this animal had to be tranked several times. 3 darts were necessary. Special darts which could pierce its skin. Once the indoraptor knew that they
Not
were
this
trying to
trash.
trank him, he quickly pretended to be asleep. Probably because it
Yeah,
knew
that was the
one,
most interesting
these
scene I've ever
tranks
seen.
sucked, and 2, he only got shot twice. This scene taught us even more about this raptor. Note how it used its tail as a distraction. But truth be told, he was just toying with Ken.
Yeah,
This
see,
animal's
look at
brain
that.
is
He's
so
playing
advanced
with him.
that it finds pleasure in the deceiving of this
now,
individual
man,
and the
you
process
would
of
die.
ending his life. A trait found in
Oh my
highly
God.
intelligent animals. Remember that this dinosaur was built to be a weapon of war. It was
Yeah,
engineered
the weapon
to
of
think
war.
strategically
The
and
perfect
be focused
weapon.
on the target and identify its weaknesses. This perfected mindset in comparison to the easily distracted Scorpius gives a clear edge to the Indoraptor in
Yeah,
battle intelligence. Overall strength.
Ooh.
In the Netflix series,
This one I actually
Cretaceous,
don't know.
we witnessed the Scorpius Rex carry out one of the most difficult feats for any theropod, taking down a fully grown Brachiosaurus by itself. Now, how is this possible for a dinosaur that is lighter built than, say, an Allosaurus? Let's find out how this was possible in the first place. In order to
Yeah.
take down a
How
dinosaur
was that
of this
possible?
size in such a fashion, the Scorpius Rex would have targeted the extremely thick lateral muscles of this Brachiosaurus.
Yeah.
This is no easy feat. Cutting
No,
through
it's
this
not, but
dense
if it don't
muscular
affect it,
tissue
it's
in
like
such a short
nothing.
amount of time requires immense amounts of strength. But how is this possible with these scrawny arms and legs? The answer would have to be fast twitch muscles. These
Fast
types of
twitch
muscle
muscles.
fibers allow the animal to inflict wounds and other types of damage similar to that of a large dinosaur. Which
Oh.
other dinosaur took sauropods down?
Indominus
the
Rex.
Indominus Rex. Being able to accomplish such feats makes this dinosaur paranormally strong for its size.
Yeah, exactly.
The
It was so
Indoraptor
strong for
was
its
also a
size.
strong animal for its size.
Yeah,
Take a look at how this
but then
animal
again,
was able to
Indoraptor.
pick itself up using a metal rod as its only means of support. Note that this is mostly thanks to its superior grip strength. An indicator of whether this animal was stronger than the Scorpius was its purpose as a weapon.
Yo,
While it
imagine
is
if the
true that this
military
animal
had
was
that
strong in
thing,
its
yo,
own
we'd be
right,
unstoppable.
It is imperative to note that the main purpose of this animal was for war. More specifically, optimized for killing humans. If you know anything about predators
Yeah.
of this size, it doesn't take too much strength to kill humans. Most of the efforts put
Really?
into this animal were rather focused on this animal's weapons and intelligence, and not necessarily on corporal strength, but just the right amount of attributes to be an effective anti-personnel weapon. Another indicator that differentiates the two is how they fought against Blue.
Yeah,
This
against
raptor
Blue.
was
Let's see
almost
how they
ignored
did.
by the Scorpius pair, whereas the Indoraptor struggled more against Blue. This difference of strength and the almost paranormal amount of force behind the Scorpius'
Really?
attacks gives it the edge in overall strength.
Alright, well, you can have that, Scorpius. Oh, nope. There we go. Alright, let's continue.
Agility.
Ooh.
The Scorpius Rex
Probably-
has shown time and time again that it is capable of moving its unpleasant soul in ways most other dinosaurs can't. This is
Yeah, I
thanks to
did
the
notice
dinosaur's
that.
elongated arms and ability to climb.
Like a
This
free frog.
animal's leg anatomy allows it to catapult itself into the air at
Yeah,
great
it's like a
heights.
frog.
This clip shows that it can jump up to approximately 15 feet in the air, and probably a little higher. This
Most
is
likely.
a pouncing ambusher, meaning that this animal's way of attacking prey is to jump in the air, splay its limbs wide, and enveloping its victim with a barrage of claw attacks. In
Yeah.
addition to that, this animal can do 360s in a split second.
360s
Its longer
in a split
limbs give it
second.
a wide range of motion, such as these lightning-fast kicks. The indoraptor is an animal that can make its way around close quarters, as we saw it run
Yeah, I was wondering
through
how
the
it climbed up
manner
the stairs
like
so
a rat
easily.
through a maze. Let's not forget that this was a peculiar type of raptor, built much different than the scorpius. The scorpius rex seems to be built better for faster and more catapulting maneuvers than its opponent, allowing it to change positions faster and making it better built for pouncing on prey thanks to those longer legs.
Yeah,
This
those
is
legs
a
really
close
help
one. But because the Scorpius Rex was shown to be able to move itself and its limbs faster in a horizontal axis, the Scorpius takes the edge when it comes to agility.
Damn.
Speed.
Speed.
The Scorpius Rex was a hybrid that could move absurdly fast, capable of moving from one end of the park
Industrial live,
to
it
the
would
other
obviously be
in
interactive,
record
but I
time.
don't know about this.
By once again taking a look at its leg anatomy, we see that these limbs were built for speed. Each
Yes, they
individual
were.
stride of this
Those-
animal
look at
could
those
allow it
chicken
to
feet.
cover a greater
Man, I'm
linear
hungry for chicken
trajectory.
legs, man.
Its pouncing
Now I'm just
ability
hungry.
allowed it to cover more ground
Ugh.
in less time as well. How does the indoraptor compare? This animal, as we already know, will purposefully move on all fours when it wants. At full speed, however, it is said that this animal can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour.
What?
Although its legs are shorter than the Scorpius Rex, an extra set of limbs allow
Yo,
it to have
40
more
miles per
points of
hour?
contact with the ground, giving it more forward thrust. This animal's center of gravity is
Damn,
most likely
that thing is
located in a
fast.
more inferior position than a regular
Like, you ain't
raptor.
outrunning that
This
thing.
animal runs in a more animalistic or primal fashion, similar to Godzilla when he went
Yeah, I've always
berserk
wondered,
on
like,
Kong.
in Godzilla vs.
This
Kong, it looked
stealthy
like an
posture
Indoraptor
when
for a
running
second.
is another indicator of its primary purpose, which is to chase down, hunt, and kill military personnel.
Exactly.
Knowing this and its fast speed on all fours gives the Indoraptor the edge when it comes
Nice
to overall
Indoraptor
speed.
speed.
Terrain adaptability.
Ooh.
Throughout this analysis, it has become clear that both of these animals are masters when it comes to locomotion.
Exactly.
The key difference is what they are equipped with. In the Netflix series Camp Cretaceous, we were given the opportunity to see through the eyes of
Yeah,
the Scorpius
thermal
Rex.
vision. Like, that's a bit
Immediately, you will note
overpowered.
that this dinosaur was equipped with thermal vision, meaning that even in dark environments, this animal could detect an opponent at all times.
Yep.
This thermal vision is also
doesn't
the
matter if you
culprit
hide
when
or
it
not,
comes
it's
to
still
its
gonna see you.
tendency to get distracted, as it is attracted to almost anything that emits heat. The Indoraptor,
Yeah,
on
so
the
just put
other
a lighter
hand,
up
is
there, look
also
at it.
equipped with special ways to locate an opponent. Two things. Number one, this animal is equipped with echolocation. Capable of
Echolocation, I know
directing a
that.
directed sonar pulse from its skull and detecting or visualizing an entire area based on its acoustic
Yeah.
signals.
Like a
Two,
bat.
if that wasn't enough, this animal is also equipped with
Night vision, yeah.
Let us remind you once again
Because
that
it was
these
literally
capabilities
walking
were
so
no
easily in the
accident,
night.
but rather imperative for a genetically weaponized hybrid. The Indoraptor was built to be an all-terrain hunter. And finally, it is safe to assume that even if this animal lost its eyes during combat, it would still be able to make its way through any obstacles thanks to
What?
echolocation. Which is how several animals
So it doesn't
can
need-
make their way through darkness
Bro,
without
that's
seeing a
a
thing.
bit
This
overpowered.
capability of making its way through anything, along with its tactical build and abilities,
Damn.
gives the Indoraptor a
Damn,
critical edge
Indoraptor.
when it comes to terrain
You were very
adaptability.
overpowered
Now
for a
let's get
dinosaur.
to the fun stuff.
Fun
Bite
stuff.
effectiveness.
Ooh.
When it comes to bite effectiveness
Maybe
in
Scorpius
this battle,
for this
we will
one.
probably have to take more into account than just skill or bite force. Let's start with the Scorpius Rex.
Fuck.
This dinosaur wasn't just ugly just because. There's actually a real reason why. Seriously, we tried very hard not to roast this dinosaur, but now we kind of have to. Believe it or not, this dinosaur suffers from a condition known as brachycephaly. A condition that
Brachycephaly.
causes
The
a
hell's
skull
that?
deformity characterized by a shortened anteroposterior skull length and a widened diameter. A well-known animal that suffers from this are pugs.
Aw,
This
little
genetic flaw
puggy.
made this hybrid skull similar to a Carnotaurus, who had
Yeah,
a bite force
Carnotaurus,
of a
I've always
mere
wondered why its face is so
3,400
small.
newtons. Kind
Yo,
of weak
dice.
for an animal of this size. The deformities do not end here. Apart from not having the requirements to support strong muscle attachment, this animal's teeth varied in size a little too much.
Yeah, its teeth were a little
meaning that
longer
not all
than
the teeth
expected.
would make contact with the Indoraptor when it bites down on it. The Indoraptor wasn't perfect either, but it did have a skull that did support appropriate muscle attachments needed for a stronger bite. If
Yeah,
having a head shaped like a T-Rex doesn't tell you anything, this might. Note that this dinosaur's teeth are spread apart, but somehow easily cut through this dude's arm.
Yeah.
How? Brute force.
Brute
That's right,
force,
ladies and
like a
gents.
T-Rex.
Although the teeth aided in the piercing, this animal's jaw clamped down with so much force that it was able to crush through bones and tissues. But whose bite will be the most effective against their opponent? Given that the Indoraptor's skin is thick in the upper part of its body,
Yeah, the fact
this
that it's
Scorpius
thick and
Rex will
Scorpius
find
is
it more
not.
difficult to pierce. Whereas the Indoraptor's bite will probably find it easier to rip through the less armored foe.
Exactly.
Both of these animals have a good bite, but one can pierce better. For this round,
Indoraptor.
the Indoraptor takes the edge for bite
Nice,
effectiveness.
we're winning. Indoraptor.
Auxiliary weaponry.
Ooh.
When it comes to weapons other than a mouthful of teeth, both of these hybrids come equipped with different types of weapons. Let's begin with the Scorpius Rex. By examining this animal's anatomy, we see that the Scorpius's legs have a wider range of motion than its opponent. Its arms can also extend outward in a considerable range. But what about those claws? In order to bring down all types of dinosaurs in Isla Nublar, these would have had to be made of a very strong material, capable of withstanding the immense pressure between the Rex's limb and the victim's flesh. Same will go for that deadly claw on each foot. But perhaps the most notable offensive attribute of the Scorpius is found here.
Yeah, the
tail.
poisonous quills.
These are covered in quills, which are venomous, courtesy of the scorpion fish. In the real world, getting pierced by one of these will be extremely painful and
Yes,
cause other
exactly.
serious side effects such as muscle twitching, fever, anxiety, agitation, confusion, and even paralysis or death if you're a smaller individual.
Yeah,
But the
that thing is
Scorpius
very
Rex's
dangerous.
quill's effect
The
on
fact that it has
dinosaurs
scorpion
was
fish
more
DNA,
on the
ooh.
neurological realm. Note how some dinosaurs would become agitated and acting abnormally aggressive.
Yeah, I did
almost
notice
reckless.
that. They were
How will
acting
these
more
affect
aggressive.
The Indoraptor. Let's address something very important first. Its forward-leaning posture, which in this case would be beneficial for the Indoraptor. How? Note that this animal's thicker skin is located on its skull and upper part of its body.
Yeah, so the only way
Whip
it could
of
get him
Scorpius's
is if
tail
it
would have to
attacks
strike low
underneath,
in
which
order
in
for
this
the
case,
quills to pierce
Scorpius
an
Rex is a high
Indoraptor.
pouncer.
These quills are not likely to have the piercing power to penetrate the Indoraptor's armored and bullet-resistant upper body, making these almost ineffective unless one lucky quill managed to pierce its lower body. The Indoraptor now hits back with the sharpest weapons seen in any raptor in this franchise.
Really?
These were very similar to the Indorex's claws, made of fibers that could pierce bulletproof glass.
Yep.
This does not end here. This guy
Yo,
has
look
a
at him
very
growing on there.
interesting way to claw. Or should we say, stab its victims?
Ugh.
Given that these claws are also very pointy,
Oh, yo, that's
the
just what we're looking
Indoraptor's
to, man. I
method
wanna
of
get to that
clawing
next.
travels in a flat arc trajectory, stabbing deep into the opponent's
Yeah,
flesh.
it
and then
goes
pulling
just
outward,
forward, not
cutting
just
any
scratching
muscle
like that,
tissue
like
or
Scorpius Rex does.
intestines.
It just goes forward.
These two dinosaurs had similar foot claws and were both built to rip and disembowel. But in this case, the Indoraptor's lower posture and less vulnerable striking areas give
Yo,
the Indoraptor the edge when it
Indoraptor
comes to the
again.
effectiveness
I
of
feel like we've won
auxiliary
this.
weaponry. Before we reveal the winner, let's explore some last crucial details about these two hybrids. X Factor.
X Factor.
Previously,
Okay,
we
this is what he
discussed the
does.
Scorpius Rex's genetic flaw that inhibited the Scorpius from having a stronger bite. This flaw doesn't just affect bite force, but also its stamina. But how?
Yeah.
Animals with brachycephalic syndrome tend to have less
Yeah,
oxygen
got that.
directed to the lungs. This genetic flaw shortened its skull, which means that any soft tissue inside its nasal cavity is now squeezed in a smaller space, as these remain unchanged in size.
So now
What
its
does this
stamina's
mean?
lower. Aw,
Congested
poor
airflow,
thing.
which then leads to fatigue and shorter stamina. Not good in a fight. Knowing this,
Not
this
good,
dinosaur
no.
will now be forced to end this battle quickly, as it is most likely aware of its own endurance limitations. The Indoraptor was a hybrid developed for tactical military use, built
Yes,
to
it
hunt
was. The
down
perfect
and kill
weapon.
the most dangerous creature on Earth, humans. During the development
Yep,
of this
just
dinosaur,
be honest, that's
all
not-
of the
that's not
engineered
wrong.
attributes were specialized to take out military personnel, not other dinosaurs. But being a weapon of war also comes with immunological perks. Dr. Wu spared no expense when it came to equipping this dinosaur inside and out. In
Look at him
war, a
scratching
new
his face,
weapon
a little
like this
claw.
would most likely be targeted for capture, either alive or dead, meaning that this raptor had to be equipped with an immune system optimized to fight foreign substances, such as toxins, wound
What?
infections, and even sedatives. Yeah, the
What?
other side would want to trank this
So the
thing
poison
and
won't
keep
even
it,
do
which is
anything.
another reason why this dinosaur required 3 darts instead of 2.
Yeah, to
We
be
are
honest.
now ready to reveal which of these hybrids is the deadliest.
Gabby, how does that
Bro,
make
really?
you feel?
Alright, that was so many freaking ads.
We are now ready to reveal which of these hybrids is the deadliest. The
Indoraptor
Scorpius Rex,
officially.
with its unpredictable personality, takes the edge in agility and a critical edge in overall strength.
Yep.
The Indoraptor,
Strength
with
and
its
agility,
optimized
maybe.
combat attributes, takes the edge in combat intelligence,
Speed,
terrain
terrain.
compatibility, bite effectiveness,
Yep.
and auxiliary weapons. Both of these hybrids are equal when it
That's
comes
my boy
to movement
Indoraptor.
resistance, each with their own ways of dealing with damage.
Its Scorpius is somehow
By compiling
this.
all of our data, we determined that the Indoraptor
Indoraptor
would be the
for the
clear winner
win.
in this fight. In a confrontation between these two hybrids, the
Oh, yeah, I
Indoraptor's
knew
more
my
strategic
Indoraptor
approach
would
can be
win
credited
that.
for the win. Being a weapon of war, this dinosaur would instinctively assess its opponent, sizing up its own weapons against the opponent's weakness and strength. Things like its taller stature, its lack of thick armor, and its reckless behavior. And
Yeah.
its easily distracted focus would be attributes that the Indoraptor could exploit. Let's cross these one by one. As soon as these animals approach, the Scorpius Rex's taller stature in comparison to the Indoraptor only means that it can attack from a higher position, only being able to strike the most protected areas of her opponent. And the
It's not
Indoraptor
working.
knows this.
It's not working.
This armored area would mitigate the damage caused by the Scorpius. Next up, we have the Rex's bad method of pouncing on a victim. Not that pouncing is bad, it's just that against the Indoraptor, pouncing with your arms and legs spread open leaves this soft, squishy
Oh
belly
yeah, so if
exposed
it tries
the
to jump,
raptor's
Indor can easily
razor-sharp
just
weaponry.
slash his stomach.
Again, something the Indoraptor will counter with an upward lunging attack and aiming for its
Oh,
jugular or
yeah.
intestines, ripping them out immediately. But what about those quills? We mentioned that in a battle, these would most likely not pierce the Indoraptor at all, given that during a fight, the Indoraptor's body is usually under this tail's range of motion.
Yeah, to be
But on
honest.
the off chance that the quills do pierce a more vulnerable
Yes, sir,
area,
if they do.
this venom would now have to fight the Indo's advanced immune system, which would quickly mitigate the neurological effects of the venom. If this thing did not immediately kill this girl, then it most likely would not affect an Indoraptor.
Yeah,
But yet
to be
another
honest,
reason
it
why
didn't
the
kill her right
Scorpius would
away.
have a harder time
But
would be its
Indoraptor,
tendency to get
no.
distracted a lot. The Indoraptor just so happens to enjoy this sort of thing by manipulating
It likes to
surrounding
play with
elements
its food.
or its own elongated body to distract its opponent, who, by the way, was forced to execute fast and uncalculated maneuvers in a futile attempt to kill the Indoraptor more quickly because of its limited endurance. In conclusion, and after analyzing this battle from all angles, it was almost an unfair fight.
To be honest,
Yes, it
yeah,
would be
Indoraptor had the
entertaining,
higher
but the
hand
fact
there.
that this animal was a more refined hybrid than the Scorpius
Come on.
Rex made it win the edge in most attributes. This hybrid's superior intelligence and its ability to scope out weaknesses won this battle. Do you agree with the outcome of this battle?
I
Tell
do
us
agree,
why
yes.
or why not in the comments. For more
Alright guys, well, if you agree with the statement, Indoraptor will win against Scorpius Rex, leave it in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye-bye.